Okay, good morning, knife people. So, what I have here is I have an array of some pocket carry fixed blades, and I decided to lay some of them out to do some size comparisons between my new prototype of the V44C and just some other blades you may be familiar with, so you could get a good idea, um, you know, of what kind of size it is and just compared to some other blades. So I'm going to go through these really quick, and I'm going to give like a brief little like intro to the knife and tell you who made it and where it's from. All right, so this little knife here, this is like the clinch pick. I had a buddy that wanted a clinch pick, but he wanted something that had an edge on both sides and a tanto. So I drew this up, and I had and Philip Burris made it for me. I think he uses 1085. It's like kind of like a chisel grind, and this kind of clips into your belt, hangs down, and you would pull it out like this, and kind of stab them wherever you have a good target. I guess like in the leg, the groin, the neck, or wherever. But that is kind of like a variation of a clinch pick. That was just kind of done because I had a buddy that wanted something, very specific. So I don't know if this is intended to be a pocket carry, but this is something that that I do pocket carry, especially during like hunting season. But this is a Tops Tex Creek 69, and I like this knife. One thing I'm not crazy about it is the way this hump is. It kind of locks your hand in, but if you're doing other stuff, not crazy about it. I did take it down some with some sandpaper, but I do like this size of knife. It's full grip. What is this, like about a 4.5-inch blade? But this is the knife that I like, and I found myself picking up. This next one is a Dauntless Manufacturing. This is a Matt Helm knife, and this is the Kydex for it. These deep pocket sheaths, those things really are pretty awesome. You know what? I think I'm going to switch to filming them this way as I'm going through them. Just get more on the screen here. So this is a Dauntless Manufacturing dog bone. This is a little smaller, it's right where your palm is as far as the grip. This was a I think it's like a little bit more than 3 inches sharpened. This is an AEBL. I think this is a decent little knife. It's pretty convenient. I love these deep carry sheaths. And that's that. The next is the Exodus Knife and Tool Jackal. So I dressed out a whole deer with this and deboned it and packaged everything in the freezer. Did a great job. This is, let's see, we're about 4 inches. Fairly comfortable, kind of easy to kind of move around, kind of navigate around bone and everything. And did a real good job. I've got a video where I cleaned a bunch of fish with this. I have a video of me gutting the deer, but I don't think I can put that on YouTube or whatever. But you'll notice I got a lot of these ulti clips on there. I like those a lot, but I also really like the discrete carry concepts clips. Next knife, let's see. I always will mess up this guy's name. Afanchenko. This is from Ukraine. I think this is called the City Bowie. It's like a little mini coffin handle, kind of fits in your hand nicely. N690, and this is a really sharp knife. I haven't used this a ton, but I carry it kind of often. To me, this is kind of, the knife is kind of small for, what I like. It's like a 3-inch blade. I would like something closer to a 4-inch for pocket carry, but it is convenient. I do carry it pretty often. So this next one, this is a Sosby Cub, and that's what, it's also about a 3-inch blade. It has the Edo wrap. I'm into that. The knife, also very sharp. Not sure what material this is. I forget, but pretty cool knife. Very similar to the dog bone handle. Let's see what else we got here. So you work tough guys, you all have seen I think this is the Clapachi. Yep, I think I'm saying that correct. Kind of the same, like not quite a full grip, but if it's in your hand, you can kind of run forward with that. A little thinner stock. Pretty cool knife. I haven't carried this a bunch. I have carried some, but just haven't carried it a whole lot. This knife is another one I had Philip Burris make. This is an Edo wrap. I bought these little Manuki and sent it to him. It ended up being a little bit thicker than I intended it to be, because when I sent him the drawing, I didn't get him to cut the blank thinner to account for the wrap. So it's a little bit heftier than I thought it would be. But if you had bigger than size large hands, it would probably fit pretty nicely. And I brought this to the 2023 Blade Show and showed some guys. And this was my first kind of prototype I had of like an EDC type Bowie. But this was, I had this at Blade Show and I brought my V44X prototype. And that's the Kydex came up with. You can take off this piece here and kind of flip it around to left or right. Kind of like a deep carry. That's why this little ball is on there. Since it's kind of a deep carry and the handle narrows out, it does help get it out of the sheath. This is a pretty heavy blade. This is, I think, was in, I think it's in 3/16. I don't think it's 4mm. I think it's actually 3/16. But this is a chunk of steel. It's a pretty cool knife. It's sharp. Philip Burris did a good job on that too. All right, so this is the Becker BK17, and these are wearing some Lucas Carroll custom grips. I had to do a little bit of fitting right there. That's why it's gray. But I could probably get some lighter sandpaper and sand it out. I just haven't done it yet. I don't want to take the finish off my knife here. So this actually, I bought this. This is a Julio Diaz Kydex here. So I can get this one handled. That's a really nice nice Kydex sheath. I kind of want to take the dangler off. I'm not really a dangler person, but I haven't used this much because I'm just not really sure what I want to do with it. I might sell it or trade it. I'm not sure. But that's a BK17, kind of a clip point. Kind of like you call them like tweeners or whatever you want to call them, like the Beckers that aren't quite like a big knife, but they're bigger than a smaller knife. And this is, next to that, this is my, the prototype for the V44C, which is like a compact version of the V44X Reaper Bowie. So a little bit over 8.5 inches, and the blade is just about 4 inches sharpened. You know, the concept of this, I wanted about the biggest blade that I can fit in my pocket, but not have it not fit in my pocket and not be too small. I've rounded some of the edges off. I actually took a Dremel the other day and rounded the butt off. Because when you're moving around in your pockets, you don't want sharp edges catching on stuff. There is a lanyard hole in there, but I haven't tried to Dremel it out yet. I might do that soon. I'm just not sure if I want to do it. So, you know, basic concept here is have like a little ramp, kind of a guard to keep you off of the blade in case you have to come down on it. But the handle is also short enough you can get a good thumb over top of it. The handle, I didn't want the handle any bigger than it needed to be because this is meant to be a pocket fixed blade. And about a 4-inch blade. So this is meant to do, you know, all your EDC stuff, but also skinning. Has a good belly on it for slicing. Clip point should be good for stabbing or doing like all stuff, or you know, doing a little more detailed stuff that, you know, having a nice fine point can be good for. And you know, carried over the fuller. There might be some uses for that, like pinching it and everything, but really I just, you know, I like the look myself. I love this this burlap micarta. I think it's camouflage burlap, but I'm not positive. But I really do like the look of that a lot. And this was made by Primitive Bear Knives. All right, so let's keep moving on. I think I'm almost done these. So this is the Columbia Rover Knife and Tool Ukanto. This is a Williams blade design. Almost like a manufactured prison shank. A lot of texturing. And this is, you know, I'm guessing this is mainly for stabbing. I carry this some. I had to kind of reprofile the edge some to get the edge to where it was sharp. It's had a very thick behind the edge thickness. So I did kind of reprofile that something. I mean, some a little bit to get it where, you know, I could get it sharper. But this is really thin. The sheath, where did I get this sheath? Man, I feel like a dirtbag because I can't remember. The Kydex guy that made that for me. But if I think about it, I'll include it. And let's see, what do we got next? Next, this is the, I guess this is Crossroad Customs. And this is a younger guy that's doing this. He's working out of the shop with BW Knives. And they kind of do some work with Offensive Industries. And Offensive Industries does the Kydex. Do I have any? I do have some other Offensive Industries Kydex, but I had one that I got with a faction knife and tool knife that kind of is like, but the sheath is, you know, the sheath is good. But this is a thin EDC. I believe this is Nitro V. It's really sharp. Nice thin knife. Good size. The deep carry sheath from Offensive Industries does a great job of you know, keeping the knife down in your pocket so there's not much hanging out. And these guys are in Tennessee. And this is like one of my designs. It didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it, but it's still a cool knife. I still like the knife. The sheath is actually attached to my a plate carrier, so that's why I don't have the sheath. But I don't know if you guys can see there, but it's a Tanto. It's meant to have an angle here and a separate grind here and then here. And the idea of that was that you have a cutting point there and there. So when you're slicing, you're getting deep cuts with this point and that point, and also that one too. So this is, you know, not really meant for like bushcraft or whatever. This is meant just to be, you know, like a stabber and a defensive type knife. And you you know, I've heard the name, maybe calling it like a death finger, because it's kind of segmented. I don't know if you guys can see that on the, if you can see that from the camera. But this is, Philip Burris did this, and he actually, he had the grinds on there, but then when he did the finishing grinds on there, it kind of rounded off, and he wasn't very happy with how it turned out. So he ended up giving this to me, and so I bought some other stuff from him. But I do like this knife. It's a pretty good size. And I would love to see somebody be able to do that tanto with the two angles in the blade. And so let's see, we got a knife in the Becker. You guys that are familiar with some of the Becker tweener knives, that's about how that compares. Let's see, I'll lay this next to the Tex Creek. It's a little bit longer. Handle is close to the same. Oh, I'm not even filming. Handle's about close to the same. A little bit shorter overall. It's actually a bit bigger than the dog bone. It's about the same size as the Jackal. This little Bowie, you know, I just like a bigger knife than like 3 inches. I mean, it does good for utility, maybe if you had more than one, but I just like to have a little bit bigger knife on me if I can. And that's the idea of the V44C, to have the biggest fixed blade you can have in your pocket that will still actually fit in your pocket. That's why, you know, like I said before, edges are rounded. So that way when you're moving around, you don't have sharp edges digging into stuff, and it actually will slide on things. Like when you bend over, it will slide past your pockets when you're flexing your hip up. You're squatting down, and it's in your pocket. It will roll past stuff and won't get snagged up. But this is, let me move this out of the way. So I had a couple different EDC Bowie designs, but this was, same basic shape, but this was the original one that I had made in sometime, I think early 2023, maybe into 2022. I have to go back and check. But yeah, I had this at the blade show with me, and this was the kind of like the predecessor of this guy. And this one I was just toying around with a handle. I had some other handles I had drawn up, but I was toying with the idea of the Edo wrap, with like almost like a putty knife style handle. And I might have a couple extra blanks. I might actually Edo wrap, learn how to do that on one of these. I think that would be kind of cool. So that's that, and this is the Work Tough Apache, kind of a different size knife. Yeah, it's actually, these are probably like a closer, size knife with a dog bone. But let's see if I can remember which way to turn this. All right, let's arrange things a little bit. I don't know if that's necessary for me to do, but. All right, so there's a bunch of fixed blade knives. This one's not really for pocket carry. That's more of like a belt carry. But you probably could put a little clip on there and mount it on in your pocket if you wanted to. But that's not really how those clinch picks are designed. All right, let's do a quick flyby so you guys can get a close-up of these guys. And then I'm gonna do some other stuff. All right, thanks for checking this out. This video got kind of long, and I might sound tired. You know, I've been working 12 hours plus, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and I might straighten these knives out and get a picture and post it on my Facebook. All right, y'all have a good one and be safe.